It's 2024. That means 40 years that I've been exploring the world's most remote places in four-wheel drives, in association with Safari Drive, self-drive safaris in Africa. Good morning to you. This is my view this morning. Doesn't get much better than that. I have nothing to say. Maybe you're relieved. Last night there was a symphony of stars cut to photograph. Cool, eh? I have to say that, what's this place called? Olifants Rus. Elephant's Rest is my favourite part of Etosha. The staff by far are the friendliest. No contest. It's not full of tour buses. And it's got a nice vibe to it.
It does.
It's just nice. As opposed to commercial people.
And very quiet.
Oh, it's lovely. Really nice. Come here. As opposed to, if you're going to go to Etosha, come in, do this bit, leave. That's what I would say about Etosha. Our last waterhole at Etosha before we leave the park. This is a particularly beautiful one. Red hartebeest, zebra. I see an elephant coming towards the waterhole over there. just had a visit from some oryx and warthogs as well. The secret is always to just park, turn off your engine and wait. And the rewards come. Thing we just witnessed, that young bull elephant is as grumpy as they come. He first tried to chase away the vulture from the waterhole, and now he wants to chase away all the animals from the waterhole. This reaffirms my feelings towards Etosha. Come here. Forget about the rest. Everything about it is better. After a magnificent morning at the waterhole, we have spent most of the rest of the day covering several hundred kilometres of gravel to arrive at tonight's destination, Lodge Damaraland. Well, we stopped for breakfast and that tower is obviously going down. Luxury and comfort, eh? Not so fast. So I'll get the... I've
got a compressor here.
You got a compressor? I'll get breakfast. Why is it that in all my trips in Africa, if I have a tyre issue, 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, left back.
But it's leaking pretty fast. I think we should roll forward so we can see it on the top, because it's right at the bottom. It's right by the dirt.
All right, the camera is rolling.
A little more. Stop. Rock. Right there. In between the tread.
Yeah. There it is.
We have a couple options.
There it is.
It wouldn't be that hard to do the quick plug.
Do you think you could get that rock out?
Yes.
Enough space. There is enough space.
There is enough space.
All right. You take out the thorn and I'll get the plug.
Okay.
Do you need a pair of pliers?
I have some pliers. I have some
pliers.
Yep, I've got some. There we go. Okay, I think the rock is now clear, I believe. How many twists do we do?
I do it 90 degrees. I turn it 90 degrees and I pull.
That's it.
This should work. Thank you. Right, we've arrived. This might look like an off-road track, but it is in fact the driveway to a luxury lodge where we can be comfy. I have been on the road for over 3 weeks now, so I deserve this. So don't judge me. You're judging me. View is nice, will get better as the sun sets. The trouble is, of course, it's only one night, so it's really not going to help much. Fact is that I am pretty tired. I am hoping that the food will be better because I'm doing most of the cooking, which means not difficult making the food better. Judging me, I can tell. The owners of Lodge Damaraland asked me to take a night photograph of their lodge, something that they didn't have. So I did.
Don't judge.
I actually wish we could spend a little more time at Lodge Damaraland. They offer day drives and trips to see the desert elephants, and also a trip to Twyfelfontein, a World Heritage Site containing over 1,000 petroglyphs. I think that's what they're called. They're commonly known as rock art, ancient rock art, superbly preserved. But we're heading south. We're heading towards Lüderitz, the coast, and what I consider the third chapter in our visit to Namibia. I feel a sense of nostalgia coming on. It's a big moment for me, this. 40 years ago this year, I took my very first expedition in my own vehicle, and it was very close to this spot I'm standing now that I shot my very first piece of footage. And of course it was my Range Rover cresting a dusty hill. Following that, I thought, well, I need to get some more footage, and I drove the Range Rover off the road and got it horribly stuck. Now, you'll have to forgive me. Many of you would have seen this piece of footage before, and I don't care because I'm going to show it again because it's a big moment for me. That was in 1984, right here. Well, not right here, but very close to this very spot. These roads take a toll on the vehicle. Jeremy's just called and said he's lost his back tire. I see he hasn't picked a nice shade tree like I did. Oh. Bridgestone Dueler AT, the exact tyre that I had on my solo trip in 2008, and my solo trip through the Kalahari failed because it did that. Supposed to be all-terrain. What could have done that? The worst tyres for overlanders in the world. Well, if you're going to carry tyres like that, you better carry 2 spares. In my early days of overlanding, tyre failures like this were commonplace. Typically, I would have 2 or 3 punctures and destroy at least 1, if not 2, tyres. Oh, and speaking of tyres, I had 3 blowouts like this. This was the first, the cause of which was never conclusively reached.
That's not good.
It doesn't feel right, does it?
No.
It does not feel right.
Well, it's going to go. It's just going to take a minute.
The corrugations, high temperatures and heavy loads used to tear apart the tyres on my Range Rover. On occasion I would carry 2 spares. But today's tyres are far stronger, far more resilient, far more puncture resistant.
It's going to need to...
Well, I would say they are, but not all of them are. And these ones are clearly not. But just then, a nice man arrived, obviously a local, and offered to lend us a hand.
How are you, man? Good, and you? Good, good. Just another day.
Do you have something to put under in it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, I'm going to put it under, yeah. Yeah, it gives me in my entire life, you and I were just talking about helping people on the side of the road too.
Yeah.
But in my entire life, it didn't ever, I guess it should occur to me but you kind of just, we're out of the park and we're just driving around, and you feel like, well, I mean, we're just on a road. We're in Namibia. There's fences and gates and it's game reserves. His job is, part of his job, he says, literally, he has to stop if there's a car broken down, because if the car is left or if they're there, the elephant will come and damage the car. So I'm not from a place where an elephant is going to damage your car if you don't help somebody fix their tire. But it's his job. He said, I asked him, he's on the way to work. He said, yeah, I'm on my way to work. But my job is to stop. I have to stop, because if I don't stop, the elephants will attack. And if the elephants attack, people get mad. And then my entire job is to help people and elephants get along. And what's the name of the organization?
ERA.
EHARA, Elephant Human Relations Aid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. His job, literally his job is to help people on the road on the way to work, if he can. How cool is that?
A lot of traffic on this road. A lot of traffic. There you go, overtake. There you go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Great.
That's the French couple, I think.
Fantastic. That's the French couple.
I think it is the French couple. That's their car.
This road is bad.
That is rough.
So why you don't driving so fast? You know the road is not good.
Yeah.
Oh.
That guy was moving. Oh, well, thank you, my friend.
You're good, my friend.
So helpful.
Yeah.
Put this.
That was pretty cool.
Hey?
A nice guy.
Yeah,
Generous.
What
spirit.
a cool
Generous spirit, that is, really is. So maybe all of the funding that used to go to maintaining the roads and supporting the tourist infrastructure is now being spent on ministers' fact-finding trips to the Seychelles and things like that. But it makes that when planning your trip through Namibia, you have to add considerable time to the destination. It's amazing, and it's depressing on how bad it's become.
I'm driving from Quarikas and the Lodge Damaraland area. We're headed to Volvis on the C39, and the road is rubbish, and we've just come from repairing a completely blown out right rear back tire. The duration it went from inflated to completely destroyed, probably about 6 seconds. It didn't just lose pressure, it shredded itself.
I'm just pulling up here. I noticed a chap with a young child standing at the side of the road holding an empty water bottle. Want water? Please, come.
And perhaps a little support, maybe. Yeah. I'm ready, Mama. Hari.
Come on. It'll be
I'm ready. I'm ready. Hari, amai. Ue maske amai. Lau di mire amai.
It'll be okay.
Lau di mire.
Yeah.
She was a bit afraid. She thought, no, he's not going without me.
It's good to drink.
Yeah. Anything to eat is also good, Master.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. All right.
Whoa. Thank you. I'm ready, Mama. Hari.
I'm getting dust coming through my door, through the speaker hole here. And I need to find the end of the tape. This could take most of the afternoon, finding the end of the tape. Try and give it some kind of seal.
Is there a strategy for the X pattern, or do you usually
Oh
just go
yes,
with
of course it's a strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a stupid question.
Yeah,
Of course.
I mean, usually a rectangle pattern would be enough, but I'm curious if there's an X pattern strategy.
I think that you should figure it out yourself. You know, if you've got a better way of doing it, Jeremy, then I invite you to keep it to yourself.
No, no.
About 100 k's of gravel still to go. And it's getting worse. Whoa. Now we're on a detour. Recommended 40 km/h detour, where everybody does 90. At last we've hit the tar road. We are about 60 kilometres north of a place called Henchies Bay, and we will follow the coastal road down to Walvis Bay. And you can see the dramatic change that has occurred during our drive this morning, which has totaled less than 4 hours. Everything has changed in every possible way. But we are close to the town of Henchies Bay. Back in some civilization. Time for a lunch toasty and a coffee. Are you, like me, tired of driving
I am.
rough gravel?
I am. That was 8 hours of driving in 4 hours, or whatever it was.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. That was a mission, and terrible driving too. You know what that's like? That's like driving in snow for a day, where everything you do is important. You can't take your eyes off the road. Everything you do is, as soon as you get comfortable, something's going to go wrong. You can't see anything. Yeah, it's tricky.
In the next episode, Jeremy and I catch up on some vehicle maintenance in Walvis Bay and then head out to a wild, remote area where there's absolutely nothing. The kind of place I absolutely love.